Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Tech Motoring. Are you interested in a pickup truck? How about an electric pickup truck? Because in the near future, we have a bunch of companies that are going to be coming out with electric pickup trucks. So stay tuned, we're going to be going over all those. If you're interested in electric vehicles, go ahead and hit that subscribe button because we'll be talking about this a lot more in the future. And we'll see you in just a minute. So, I've been in the market for a pickup truck for the past few years. I've been pondering which one I want to get. Do I want to get something bigger, something mid-size? How do I want to go about this? Well, with the recent news this past year, we have had a lot of startup companies that have decided that they want to get into not only the electric car market, but also in the electric pickup market. And since right now there really isn't a electric pickup truck out on the market, they're all trying to get their foot in the door as quickly as possible and to be first to that market. So here we are, we're going to go over a list of, I would say, the top pickup trucks that we are going to be seeing in the near future, how much they cost, and which one I would go with. So the first truck I want to go over is from a company that's been around for, well, the beginning of cars, and that is Ford. Ford is bringing out the F-150 electric pickup truck. Now, there isn't too much on it right now. We don't know very much. You may have seen the stunt that they pulled some time ago, earlier this year. They pulled 1 million+ pounds. That was basically the truck pulling a train full of F-150s, and they pulled it so many, feet down the track, and it was more of a publicity stunt showing what low-end torque can do for a pickup truck. It was really just that. It was a stunt that basically, shows that they're getting into the electric truck market. But it also shows that Ford is trying to be serious about that. They're trying to show that they are trying to do this. And with the Ford Mustang Mach-E that's already scheduled to be released, I believe it's next year, we are going to start seeing Ford getting into this market. And since Ford has the most sold pickup trucks year after year, it wouldn't be a surprise for them to try to electrify that market. And so they have decided that they are going to release the Ford F-150 electric. Now, you're going to see some pictures of like the concept of it. Honestly, it doesn't look any different than the current F-150, so I'm sure things will change. But this truck, really, we don't know much about it. It's coming out supposedly 2022 sometime, in the middle of the year possibly. Right now we have no pricing on it. They could just assume it's going to be less than 100,000, probably somewhere about 70, give or take, depending on options and whatnot. It also depends on what body styles they decide to go with, whether or not going to do standard cabs and crew cabs and whatnot. So that is the first truck I wanted to go over with you, and whether or not that's going to be a viable choice in the future. And I think it will be, providing that Ford actually gets it going and make sure that the F-150 electric is as reliable and as rugged as their current lineup of Ford F-Series pickup trucks. Now the next one I want to go over with you is the Rivian R1T. Now Rivian is currently in the market of making not only a pickup truck but also an SUV. Now the Rivian R1T is probably one of the most hyped up pickup trucks there is, and for good reason. Rivian currently has a very good concept right now, and a running pickup truck for that matter. They are pretty much already taking pre-orders that are going to be released for June of 2021 as of right now. Now, of course, that can all change in the future. But these trucks are going to start about $70,000. So these are not exactly cheap trucks, but for a manufacturer who's an upstart and are trying to get into the market, this is a pretty typical scenario. They're going to start having more expensive vehicles that helps them build the capital for future endeavors within the company, and then they may start designing a cheaper vehicle down the line. So the Rivian definitely looks to be one of the better competing pickup trucks in the market. And keeping in mind that this is a startup company. They are not established, they don't have any vehicles on the road right now, but yet they're going to get right into the pickup truck market as quickly as they possibly can. So they have a really good chance of being first out, but we'll see. However, this next company, which is Lordstown Motors, is actually starting to get into the pickup truck market as well. However, they are aiming more for commercial. Now, they haven't said that they're going to rule out consumer market as of yet. However, they are definitely aiming for the commercial market, meaning that they are going to try to sell a budget pickup truck, fully electric of course, to commercial companies. And they are already starting to take pre-orders and trying to get those trucks out on the road. So they are currently pricing out their pickup trucks at $52,500 for their pickup truck starting price. And they are trying to get these out as early as January of next year. Now, that'll probably get pushed back due to the way COVID has been this year, but they do have a chance of getting this out before the Rivian. But once again, the markets are slightly different. This is designed for commercial, whereas the Rivian is designing for consumer. So keep that in mind if you're looking into a pickup truck, that you might not be able to get a Lordstown Endurance pickup truck. Now, you may have recently seen that GMC has just released their first pictures and actual prototypes of their GMC Hummer EV pickup truck. GMC Hummer pickup truck. Yeah, none of that really correlates to what they used to have. GMC used to be a separate division of Hummer. Hummer never made pickup trucks. Kinda, except for that one that never really took off. Anyway, so the GMC Hummer EV is scheduled to come out as early as fall of 2021, so about 1 year from now, providing there are no delays. However, that is only for their most expensive version, which is $113,000. Now, this truck has sold out pre-orders quickly, like less than a day. They were already sold out of pre-orders for that. So you could pre-order the ones that are not as expensive, which go down as low as $80,000 for their cheapest model, but that model doesn't come out till 2024. That is nearly 4 years from now. So if you're in the market for a pickup truck soon, then this may not be the one you want to go with, unless they could somehow ramp up production pretty quickly. Now, once again, this is coming from a veteran company in the market for vehicles, for cars. General Motors has been around for a long time, so they know how this works. They know what they have to do to get this out there. So we'll see how that goes. Maybe when they release their first ones, they'll be able to get the process going a little quicker, and maybe they'll be able to get their cheaper versions out a little bit sooner. However, it is still a very expensive pickup truck, in my opinion. So let's go over the one that made a lot of news last year, and that is the Tesla Cybertruck. Now, if you haven't already seen this, just take a look at it. I mean, this thing is definitely something that would turn your head if it drove by you. But with Tesla, you have to understand that you're getting more than just an electric pickup truck. You are getting the Tesla interface that you know and love if you already have a Tesla. You have the supercharger network all over the United States if you are traveling in the United States, or in other countries as well if you are from overseas or even in Canada. Tesla has made a name for itself in the game, and it's no surprise that they got into the pickup truck market as quickly as they possibly can. And they are trying to release their Tesla Cybertruck as early as next year, which means less than 1 year, or about 1 year, Tesla is going to release its first pickup trucks out into the wild. So if you haven't already pre-ordered it, then you can do so already. And keep in mind that Tesla is making one of the most affordable pickup trucks. These things start at $40,000. $40,000 for a very large and very capable pickup truck. Now that is just the single motor version. You can go all the way up to the tri-motor version. That is $70,000 base model for the tri-motor edition, so they do get a little bit more expensive, especially if you require more than just a rear-wheel drive for the pickup truck. For those of you that are up north and have to deal with snow, you will probably end up having to spend a little bit more for the dual motor or the tri-motor version of the Tesla Cybertruck. However, you can't go wrong either way. It is still a Tesla and is probably going to be a very good competitor in the market. I think the worst part about the Cybertruck is it's not the traditional looking pickup truck, and I think that is actually going to turn a lot of people off. I don't think a lot of people want that flashy stainless steel body, and I think that is going to end up being the worst part of the Tesla Cybertruck. Not to say that it's going to be bad, it's going to sell a lot, but I think that's going to be the difference between people going with a Tesla or something like the Rivian R1T. And the last one I wanted to go over with you right now is Nikola bringing out their Nikola Badger pickup truck. Now this, I would say, in my opinion, is probably one of the nicest looking pickup trucks. If you haven't seen recently, GM, General Motors, is actually trying to work a partnership out with Nikola to actually manufacture the trucks for Nikola. Meaning that if this goes through, GM will provide the factories to actually build the Nikola Badgers, which is a really good relationship for these two companies, I believe. It's going to help GM get into the electric market, and it's going to help Nikola without having to have too much overhead to build these trucks, especially since it really is going to be their first vehicle as well. However, my only concern with Nikola is with their whole semi-incident, and yeah, well, if you're interested in what Nikola went through just recently, go ahead and take a look at that. You can look it up anywhere on the internet. This has actually postponed the talks between GM and Nikola for the time being. That contract was supposed to be signed a while back, and it did not go as planned due to some unforeseen circumstances on Nikola's side. So you can look that up if you want. But they got a really nice truck concept that I think if they do release it has a very good chance. The Badger is looking to be about $60,000 base price at the moment. You can actually reserve those as well. Now, the other thing to keep in mind about these vehicles is that these are all eligible for the $7,500 federal tax rebate, except for the Tesla Cybertruck, which Tesla has been way past that $7,500 rebate for a while now. But that's another thing to keep in mind when it comes to these prices. So when you think about it, these prices are what they're asking for the vehicles, but then you will also get a federal tax rebate on most of these vehicles. And depending on the state in which you live, you may actually have a state incentive as well. So you can get so much more off the truck, including the federal tax rebate. So always something to look at if you're in the market for a truck, then maybe this is something you need to get into. Once you include those rebates, you actually do start to compete pretty closely with the cost of an internal combustion engine pickup truck versus one of these. So if you're in the market for an EV, then this might be the time to do it once one of these pickup trucks comes out. All right, everybody. Well, I hope you liked that episode. If you're interested in getting an EV pickup truck in the future, go ahead and leave in the comments which one you're interested in and which one you're thinking about getting. So stay tuned, hit that subscribe button. I'm going to be doing a follow-up episode in the near future on this because I'm actually going to be pre-ordering one of these pickup trucks here. And we'll go over which one I chose, why I chose it, and when I'm going to get it. And we're going to go over all that in the near future. So hit that subscribe button. Make sure that you hit that bell for notifications. Take a look at our website, techmotoring.com. Don't forget to check us out on Twitter at techmotoring, facebook.com/techmotoring. And don't forget, welcome to the future and welcome to Tech Motoring. We will see you on the next episode. I just found out today that this actually can do this. Have a good one, everybody. We'll see you on the next episode.